How does one man justify spending over $300 million on a brand new 17th century style palace, and in the next breath, announce a plan to spend trillions on a futuristic city of mirrored walls and robotic servants? This is the paradoxical world of Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. He is a man who leads a life of such unimaginable luxury that a $500 million super yacht is an impulse buy, acquired in a single afternoon. But to dismiss him as just another billionaire with extravagant taste would be to miss the point entirely. Are these spectacular, eye-watering displays of wealth merely for personal enjoyment? Or are they calculated moves in a much larger, more audacious game? Welcome to E-Lux, your gateway to the true billionaire lifestyle in elite luxury. Today we don't just count billions, we follow influence. By breaking down wealth, strategy, and ambition, we explore how Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman used unimaginable resources to reshape countries, economies, and history itself. This is the story of how a prince is leveraging his nation's vast fortune to attempt the seemingly impossible, to completely reinvent a kingdom before the oil that built its immense wealth runs dry. While his personal net worth is estimated to be as high as $25 billion, his true, almost limitless financial power comes from his absolute control over his nation's public investment fund, a sovereign wealth fund, or PIF, that is rapidly approaching a $1 trillion valuation. To truly understand the man and his world-altering mission, we have to follow the money. Chapter 1. The Billionaire's Shopping Cart. When you command the kind of financial firepower that can alter global markets, your personal shopping list looks a little different from everyone else's. It's less about acquiring items and more about acquiring legends. It begins with what was, for a time, the world's most expensive home, the Chateau Louis XIV. Purchased discreetly in 2015 for a staggering $301 million, this is no dusty, inherited castle. It's a modern-day Versailles, a fantasy brought to life, meticulously constructed from the ground up to perfectly mimic the opulence of a 17th century French palace, while being secretly packed with cutting-edge 21st century technology. Imagine gold leaf fountains, elaborate frescoes, and marble statues, all coexisting with systems so advanced they can be controlled with a simple iPhone. The heating, ventilation, lights, and even the intricate sound systems are all managed at the touch of a button. The sprawling 57-acre estate is a monument to excess, featuring a grand ballroom with a 52-foot-high domed ceiling, adorned with a custom fresco, a private cinema, a second ballroom, a private nightclub, a squash court, indoor and outdoor swimming pools, and a wine cellar with the capacity to hold 3,000 of the world's finest bottles. Yet perhaps its most breathtaking and fantastical feature is a transparent underwater chamber built into the chateau's moat. Here you can relax in serene silence, watching magnificent koi and sturgeon swim lazily by, a living work of art in a house that is itself a statement. But why stop at the world's most expensive home when you can also possess one of its most extravagant yachts? The story of its acquisition is a legend in itself. In 2014, the Crown Prince, often referred to as MBS, was vacationing in the south of France when he spotted the Serene, a magnificent 439-foot super yacht owned by a Russian vodka tycoon. He was reportedly so taken with the vessel that he immediately dispatched an aide to make an offer. For a price of around 500 million euros, the deal was struck in a matter of hours. The previous owner was politely asked to vacate the yacht by the end of the day. This floating palace is not just a boat, it's a private mobile resort. It boasts 2 helipads for seamless arrivals and departures, a submarine hangar for underwater exploration, multiple swimming pools, a luxury health spa, and another underwater viewing room. For recreation, it even features a climbing wall and, improbably, a snow room to escape the heat. To put its exclusivity in perspective, before MBS bought it, billionaire Bill Gates had chartered the very same vessel for a reported $5 million per week. For Gates, it was a rental. For MBS, it was an afternoon's purchase. The trifecta of his most famous acquisitions is a piece of art that has become as mysterious and controversial as it is famous: the Salvator Mundi. Attributed to the master Leonardo da Vinci, This haunting painting of Christ was sold at a Christie's auction in 2017 for an unprecedented $450.3 million, making it the most expensive painting ever sold. The buyer was officially another Saudi prince, but it was widely reported that he was acting as a proxy on behalf of MBS. The painting is shrouded in intense debate, with many art historians and experts questioning whether it is a true Leonardo or merely a product of his workshop. But its price tag is undisputed. For a time, it was reportedly spotted hanging on his $500 million yacht, a nearly $500 million masterpiece living inside a $500 million vessel. Its current location, however, is a subject of intense speculation, with some reports suggesting it is being held in secure storage in Switzerland. These purchases, each breaking records and generating headlines, are far more than just the extravagant whims of a rich man. They are calculated declarations of power, ambition, and a vision of limitless resources. They project the image of a leader who operates on a different plane, a crucial element for a man who plans to use that same power to overhaul an entire nation. Chapter 2, the post-oil problem. To understand why a man would spend like this, you must first understand the relentless ticking clock his kingdom is facing. These incredible toys, the palace, the yacht, the painting, are mere pocket change compared to his real, all-consuming project. This immense wealth is not just for indulgence, it is fueling a much grander ambition, one born from a single, critical, and existential problem. Saudi Arabia's economy is almost entirely dependent on oil. For decades, that black gold has been the engine of the kingdom's staggering wealth, funding everything from infrastructure to social programs and the royal family's own lavish lifestyle. But MBS understands a fundamental truth that some of his predecessors may have ignored. The oil will either one day run out, or, more likely, the world will move beyond it. A future without oil isn't just a distant risk, it is an approaching inevitability. As of 2022, oil still accounted for roughly 40% of Saudi Arabia's GDP and a massive 75% of its fiscal revenue. This extreme dependency makes the kingdom dangerously vulnerable to the notoriously volatile swings in global energy prices and, more importantly, to the accelerating global shift towards renewable energy. This single fact is the absolute core of his mission. His spectacular personal spending is designed to project the kind of decisive power he plans to wield to secure his kingdom's future, tackling this post-oil problem head-on. The message, whether intentional or not, is clear. If he can so easily acquire the world's most exclusive assets for himself, he can also build a world-class, diversified future for his country. His ultimate goal is to use the kingdom's current oil wealth as a war chest, funding a monumental transition to a sustainable economy that can ensure prosperity for Saudi citizens for generations to come. Chapter 3, Vision 2030, the Grand Blueprint. In 2016, MBS formally unveiled his master plan, Saudi Vision 2030. It is a radical and astonishingly comprehensive blueprint designed to completely remake the nation. The core objective is to diversify the economy away from oil, open up its deeply conservative society, and transform Saudi Arabia into a global hub for business, technology, and tourism. The vision is built on three foundational pillars: creating a vibrant society, a thriving economy, and an ambitious nation. The engine for this colossal undertaking is the Public Investment Fund, PIF, the nation's sovereign wealth fund, which MBS chairs. He has personally transformed it from a sleepy, domestically focused holding company into a global investment titan, a financial powerhouse making multi-billion-dollar bets around the world. Its mission is to invest in everything from global tech giants to building entire futuristic cities in the desert sand. That nearly $1 trillion valuation is not just a number on a page, it is the fuel for this national transformation. The vision outlines highly specific targets, such as dramatically increasing non-oil government revenue, boosting the private sector's contribution to the economy, and raising the participation of women in the workforce. The progress in just a few years has been tangible, and in some cases, startling. For the first time in modern history, the non-oil economy now accounts for over half of the country's GDP. The once feared religious police have been sidelined, The notorious ban on women driving has been lifted, and public cinemas have reopened after being banned for decades. These are not minor tweaks. They represent a seismic cultural shift aimed at creating that vibrant society, which is more open, more tolerant, and more appealing to its own young population, as well as to the international tourists and investors crucial to the plan's ultimate success. Chapter 4. NEOM. Building sci-fi in the sand. This brings us to the crown jewel of his ambition, the physical manifestation of Vision 2030, NEOM. This is a planned $500 billion region being built in northwest Saudi Arabia, on a stretch of desert and coastline larger than the State of Israel. It is a blank slate, a Giga project, where MBS is constructing his vision of tomorrow. At its core is the Line, a proposed city so radical it sounds like it was pulled from the pages of a science fiction novel. Imagine a city 170 kilometers long, but only 200 meters wide, completely encased between two colossal, mirrored skyscrapers rising half a kilometer into the sky. A city designed to house 9 million people with no cars, no roads, and theoretically, zero carbon emissions. However, this breathtaking ambition has already slammed hard into reality. The initial grandiose scope of the Line has been dramatically scaled back, with reports indicating that current plans aim to complete a much more manageable 2.4-kilometer segment by the year 2030. But NEOM is more than just the Line. It includes a portfolio of other wildly ambitious projects. There's Oxagon, envisioned as a major hub for advanced manufacturing, green hydrogen production, and technological innovation. Then there is Trojana, a mountain resort being built in the Sarwat Mountains, which was, almost unbelievably, awarded the hosting rights for the 2029 Asian Winter Games. The idea of building a world-class ski resort in the desert mountains of Saudi Arabia sounds impossible, but that is precisely the point of NEOM, to do what others deem impossible. The very first piece of NEOM to actually open its doors was Sindalah, a luxury island resort that held a VIP opening in late 2024. Complete with a super yacht marina, luxury hotels, and a golf course, it is designed to attract the global yachting elite, serving as a tangible, glamorous preview of the NEOM dream. These projects are all designed to be showcases of sustainability and innovation, intended to attract the brightest minds and biggest investors from around the world. Chapter 5. The Global Gambit. This vision of a diversified, post-oil future stretches far beyond Saudi Arabia's borders. The Public Investment Fund has been making enormous global investments to bolster the kingdom's soft power and generate significant financial returns. It famously led a consortium to purchase an 80% stake in the English Premier League football club Newcastle United. The move brought both immense global attention and sharp accusations of sports washing, the practice of using glamorous, high-profile sports to distract from a country's controversial human rights record. The PIF has also poured billions of dollars into a portfolio of companies that represent the future. It holds major stakes in the ride-sharing giant Uber and the American electric car maker Lucid Motors, a strategic move that aligns the kingdom with the future of mobility. In another calculated push, the PIF has become a dominant force in the video game industry, acquiring substantial stakes in giants like Electronic Arts, EA, Nintendo, and Take-Two Interactive. These are not random bets. They are part of a highly strategic push to place Saudi Arabia at the very center of future-facing industries like mobility, entertainment, and sustainable technology. By investing heavily in these sectors, the kingdom is not only seeking strong financial returns, but is also gaining invaluable expertise, influence, and partnerships that can be leveraged back home to support the ambitious goals of Vision 2030. This global investment strategy is a key part of building a resilient economy that can thrive long after oil is no longer king. Chapter 6. The Prince of Paradox. Born in 1985, Mohammed bin Salman's rise to power was nothing short of stunning in its speed and ruthlessness. After his father, Salman bin Abdulaziz, became king in 2015, MBS rapidly consolidated control, pushing aside older, more experienced rivals to become crown prince in 2017. He immediately cast himself as a bold modernizer, and under his banner of Vision 2030, real, tangible social reforms have occurred. He lifted the infamous ban on women driving, allowed movie theaters and public concerts to return, and significantly curbed the power of the hardline religious police. For many Saudis, especially the youth who make up the vast majority of the population, these changes have been seismic, dramatically improving their quality of life. The female participation in the workforce, for instance, has surged from around 20% to over 36% in just a few years. But he remains a man of stark contradictions. At the very same time, he was leading a so-called anti-corruption campaign that saw hundreds of princes, ministers, and billionaires detained in the opulent Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Riyadh. Details of his own eye-watering personal purchases were making headlines around the world. When asked directly about his extravagant spending, his response was blunt and unapologetic. "I'm a rich person and not a poor person. I'm a member of the ruling family that existed for hundreds of years." This single quote perfectly captures the duality of his rule: a beyond lavish personal lifestyle paired with a high-stakes, disciplined national mission. He is simultaneously a symbol of immense, almost feudal, personal wealth and the primary driving force behind a national project aimed at creating a more sustainable and prosperous future for all Saudis. Conclusion: legacy or liability? So what is the trillionaire lifestyle of Mohammed bin Salman truly about? On one hand, it is about a man of seemingly limitless means who can acquire a French palace and a super yacht on a whim. But on a much grander scale, it is about a leader using his nation's immense fortune to build impossible cities in the desert, attempting to drag his kingdom into a future where it no longer depends on oil. His projects are breathtaking in their ambition and staggering, almost incomprehensible in their cost. They represent a national gamble on a scale rarely seen in human history. The palaces and paintings are the glittering symbols of his personal power and fortune, but it is NEOM and Vision 2030 that he wants to be his legacy. These initiatives are already transforming the economic and social fabric of his country, creating new industries and opportunities where none existed before. Is this the story of a visionary prince building a modern utopia for his people? Or is it the world's most expensive and elaborate vanity project? The answer likely lies somewhere in the vast space between those two extremes. But for the people of Saudi Arabia, the hope is that this grand trillion-dollar vision will secure their prosperity long after the last drop of oil has been pumped and sold. Let us know what you think in the comments below. This is eLux, your gateway to the true billionaire lifestyle and elite luxury. We'll see you in the next video.